I jokingly told my college roommate I was afraid of birds -8 years later. She revealed the lengths she went to protect me from them. I made up being afraid of birds to explain why I jumped when a pigeon flew past our dorm window. For 3 years, my roommate secretly shooed birds away from our balcony, changed walking routes to avoid them, and even canceled a picnic date because the park had too many ducks. I only discovered her silent protection when planning my bird-themed wedding. It started with a startle reflex and a quick lie during our first week as roommates at Migs Farm. Rachel and I were unpacking when a pigeon landed on our window ledge. I jumped, knocking over a stack of textbooks. Sorry, I laughed, embarrassed by my clumsiness. I have this weird thing with birds. Rachel looked concerned. You are afraid of birds, like a phobia? I should have corrected her immediately. Instead, I nodded vaguely, thinking the conversation would end there. Yes, since childhood. It's not a big deal. 3 years we lived together, 3 years of friendship that evolved into chosen sisterhood. 3 years I completely forgot about my fictional fear of birds until last month, when Rachel flew in to help plan my wedding to Mark. We were looking through potential venues when I gushed over a botanical garden with a bird sanctuary. Wouldn't it be magical to have hummingbirds flying around during the ceremony? Rachel froze, staring at me with such confusion I thought I'd said something truly bizarre. But your phobia, she said slowly. You can't even look at birds without panicking. I stared back, equally confused. What phobia? Your ornithophobia, your fear of birds. Her voice grew uncertain. The reason I've been protecting you from birds for 8 years. What followed was a revelation that left me speechless. For our entire friendship, Rachel had been quietly shielding me from birds, a fear I completely invented and promptly forgot about. She described checking our campus routes for areas where pigeons gathered, subtly closing windows when birds approached, even rejecting an apartment with a balcony view because it overlooked a park with too many avian triggers. Remember when I suddenly wanted to leave that rooftop party sophomore year? She asked. A flock of birds was migrating overhead. I made up an excuse about a headache. I sat stunned, remembering dozens of moments I'd misinterpreted. The time she insisted we take a longer route to class, the restaurant reservations she always requested for indoor seating, the beach day she seemed inexplicably tense until a seagull gathering moved further down the shore. Rachel, I finally managed. I am not afraid of birds. I never was. I just made it up that day to explain why I jumped. Her expression cycled through disbelief, shock, and finally embarrassed laughter. 8 years, she whispered. I've been bird blocking you for 8 years. For my wedding gift, Rachel presented me with a scrapbook titled Birds I've Saved You, from Turned, containing photos of pigeons, sparrows, and even a majestic hawk she'd once strategically blocked from my line of sight. The first page simply read, for the friend I loved enough to fight invisible battles against imaginary fears, we're having an aviary-themed wedding next spring. Rachel is my maid of honor. She's insisting on a dove release. Perrin says she has 8 years of bird protecting to make up for. Sometimes the lies we forget are the ones our friends remember most faithfully.